I'm Dylan.
And I'm Sam. And this is the Last Minute Sports Podcast.
Episode 9?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This one's a doozy. The planning on this one was a little weird.
Yeah. But we do have the segment that has been promised. We're going to get to that later on, but we're going to start with the NBA. And the first game I want to discuss is the double overtime thriller of the Milwaukee Bucks at the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Missing Giannis.
Yeah. And one of my performances of the week was actually Devon Carter, who had 36 points, I think 2 rebounds and 14 assists. He went absolutely off. He saved the Bucks from dropping their second game of the week. And this was... And oh my God, watching this game, I was so mad because I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's top 5 shooting guard, probably top 3 shooting guard behind Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell.
Just to clear, in the league right now.
Oh, yeah.
You got to specify that.
4, because I still put Paul George ahead of him. But,
really? Okay. I think SGA's top 3.
Yeah, but also Paul George when he's fully healthy and he's like he'll find his way once Kawhi comes back, which still know how that hasn't happened. We'll discuss that. But yeah, Shai hits an amazing game, quote unquote game winner with 0.6 seconds to go, and then they inbound the ball to Brook Lopez. He gets fouled, goes to the line, ties up, sends it to another overtime where the Bucks win. Phenomenal game, probably my game of the week.
Honestly, it's probably the game of the year so far.
One of the games, yeah. I
don't know what other game you would call game of the year.
Possibly the Cavs-Celtics games, the both that went into overtime. Those were great games.
Were good.
But yeah, Thunder Bucks double overtime. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander cannot seem to hit game winners that actually are game winners. Obviously, we know the one last year against the Pelicans where, not Brandon Ingram, Devontae Graham hit the longest game winner in NBA history when Shai hit a phenomenal step back. And man, I feel bad for him. I would not be surprised if he got traded.
I mean, he is the star piece of that team right now until maybe Chet gets back.
Yeah, Shai's definitely going to be better than
Shai.
Chet,
Yeah, I know. But like the one thing fans are holding on to is Shai.
And the Thunder are really in a weird position because, obviously they want to get Wembanyama, and the best way to get Wembanyama is to trade Shai, but then you're really missing that player that you already know is a star on a rebuilding team. So it's a weird situation for them.
I'm just going to say it. You and I both know who's going to get Wembanyama.
Who do you think?
I think the Lakers are going to somehow end up. I don't know how, but they are.
LeBron, AD are going to get hot at some point in the middle of the season. They're going to go on a winning streak. They're not going to make the playoffs. They won't make the play-in, but they're not going to be in the run for the number one.
I don't know. It just seems like it'd perfectly play into...
be absolutely insane if they...
Yeah, like the prime time Lakers.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Wembanyama... Showtime.
Yeah.
I feel like Wembanyama fits that style. He's already a huge name, not even in the league yet. Increases the value of your franchise by $500 million. Like the Lakers need it, but it fits the Showtime Lakers. And if they want to bring that back, I feel like he's the starting piece.
Yeah, so we're just talking about Donovan Mitchell and Paul George, and now we're going to get into a game where they matched up. Cavs-Clippers, man. This game, the Cavs were up 16 midway through the fourth quarter, and I'm watching this game, and I shut it off. I'm like, you know what? It's super late. This was on Monday when we had every single team in action because Tuesday was election day. And I'm like, you know what? It's really late. I don't have school tomorrow, but I'm going to go to bed. And then I wake up in the morning and see that, wow, the Clippers came back and won. And this is what the Clippers did last year. The Clippers came back from 40 points last year.
Yeah, I mean, the Clippers this year, I think I said it. Actually, I think you said it and I disagree with you. It's going to be really great. This year, that team, because
I said
fully healthy.
I said they were going to be
I made a comment saying if they can stay fully healthy, they'll play well, and right now they're playing well.
Where's Kawhi?
Where is Kawhi? If
you have Kawhi on this team, this team's definitely top...
Title contender.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at the standings, currently they're 6th in the West, and yeah, the Jazz are 10-3. I want to talk about the Jazz. Wow, Lauri Markkanen, easily all-star. Jazz are the best record in the West. I still don't think it's 100% legit.
No, but who was it? Doc Rivers, who was talking trash about the Jazz for trading away their players?
So my thoughts on the Jazz is they're going to be what we thought the Timberwolves would be this season. Great regular season team, top 3 seed. They're going to choke in the playoffs. Not choke, I actually think they're going to get absolutely wiped in the playoffs because there's no experience on that team. No playoff experience. And Jazz probably top 3 seed, right? You're looking at playing... the Mavericks, the Pelicans, the Warriors probably. Let's be honest, the Warriors will probably get high enough. Grizzlies, any of those teams, they're going to wipe them in the playoffs. It won't be close. I think they could possibly get swept in the first round. I don't think that this team is a legitimate playoff contender. Phenomenal regular season team, though.
Yeah, I want to talk real quick about the Warriors real quick. They've lost all their away games.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not been a great start to the season.
Curry with my other performance of the week. I had 2 this week just because I had to mention the Devon Carter, a career game for him in a really, not a must-win game, but an important game to win without Drew Holiday and Giannis. Curry had 47 against the Kings in a really important win that got them a little bit back on track. Yeah, they're still 4-7. Though.
I mean, Curry's top 3 all-time guard.
Point guard.
Point guard.
Not guard.
Not guard. Point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they might be going down? This dynasty might be starting?
I think their biggest mistake was taking James Wiseman with the second overall pick in 2020. Should have taken LaMelo Ball. That would add just phenomenal shooting, and James Wiseman has not proven to be very good. No, you can't count out Curry. Wiggins is an all-star. Clay, I think, is very washed, but I think you can't count them out because if you're looking at the standings right now, the Spurs are sitting at the 9 seed, right? That's not going to stay.
Yeah, I mean, to close out on the Warriors, those City Connect jerseys,
awful,
disgusting.
Probably some of the worst.
But you were talking about you were talking about Melo, right? So let's talk
LaMelo.
LaMelo.
Yeah.
All right, not Carmelo.
Yeah, Carmelo's a Syracuse legend. Come on.
Let's talk about. Although he's not playing, let's talk about the Hornets Heat game.
Ooh, great game. This game happened last night. Jimmy with a phenomenal performance. I believe he had like 20 points in fourth quarter
35.
and overtime.
Oh,
in the 35 total.
quarter.
He had 35, 10, and 8. Great game from Jimmy. Really, the thing in this game is that the Hornets get the ball back with 20 seconds to go. They're going to have the final possession of overtime. And Kelly Oubre travels. He get the ball back, shoot a couple free throws. This game's over. Really a must-win game for the Heat.
Yeah, I think this really. I mean, obviously the Hornets now. I think 3-10 on the season.
The third worst record
with LaMelo out.
Sorry to interrupt. The Hornets have lost their last 7.
Yikes! I mean, with LaMelo out, I mean, what do you? Can they do anything?
No, I mean you have good pieces like P.J. Washington, Kelly Oubre, Dennis Smith Jr. had a great game. He left with an injury. Phenomenal dunk right over Gabe Vincent, I think. But yeah, I think the Heat are gonna get back on track. I'd love to think that because they are my favorite team. You're looking right because I mean, come on, the Wizards are 6th in the East right now. That's not going to stay. The Raptors are going to fall off a bit.
Just saying this, it is still early in the season.
Exactly.
In a
very
sport like
season.
this, in a very long season like this, compared to the NFL when you're 3-10, you're not doing.
We're about 12 games in, 12 out of 82. So we have a long way to go.
This is like us giving hot takes about a baseball team 10 games into the season when there's 160 something.
Way too many.
You know?
And yeah, I want to talk about something that you and I discussed in one of our earlier episodes about who would have the bigger impact, Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell.
Donnie.
I was definitely wrong.
Yeah, I said Donnie.
This T-Wolves team has been
disappointing, to say the least.
Did you see the clip of D'Lo forgetting to check into the game?
Yes.
They were playing 4-on-5. I mean, against the Suns, and the Suns have been good. We all knew they're going to be a regular season team. They have Chris Paul. Chris Paul chokes in the playoffs. Like, yeah, not a good start. And the Bucks did lose their first game this week against Trae Young and the Hawks. Hawks look good.
The Hawks. I think Trae Young's out for a little revenge, maybe, after losing out. He lost to the Heat last year in the playoffs.
And then the year before in the conference finals to the Bucks.
I mean, he's looking to redeem himself. We all know Trae Young is
cooked by the Heat.
We all know Trae Young's a great player, but I think he wants to prove that his team is a great team overall.
This team is better than the conference finals run that they made in 2021. DeJounte Murray, Trae Young, top 3 backcourt for sure.
I just think. I mean, obviously they got into that, but they haven't finished it. Yeah. And I think they want to prove it. It might either this or next season.
I don't think it's a championship caliber team. I think right now, if you're just looking at the championship caliber teams, are the Bucks, the Cavs, the Celtics.
They have a chance, though.
No one in the West.
Yeah, no, they do have a chance, though.
Yeah, I think the Bucks are easily going to win the championship this year.
And I don't hate that.
One more thing I want to mention is Luka Doncic tied Wilt Chamberlain for the most consecutive games to start a season with 30 points in every one of those games. He did break that streak. Last night he had like 24. Night before he had like 24. Streak is broken, but he got 8 in a row.
Yeah. The NBA has just been phenomenal for the first 10 or so games.
Good start to the season, surprising.
Yeah, I mean my team's been kind of disappointing, but they've been disappointing since Derrick Rose broke his leg. So
not as disappointing as my team.
We're disappointing together.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, folks, let's move on to college football. Okay, college football. We're getting to the point where, anyone that's not ranked in the top 10.
One thing I want to say is
no.
You went 4-0 on upset.
Yes, I did.
I paid attention. I was watching college football last week. I watched the Tennessee Georgia.
I cried. I haven't not felt a loss in college football in the past 2 months, and my team lost. I hate my offensive coordinator. I wanted to cry.
I wasn't even going to mention that. I completely forgot about
Yeah,
it.
no.
I just wanted to note that you went 4-0.
I went 4-0 on Upset Watch, but I went 0-5 with all my teams that weekend. The Bulls lost twice. Edmonton Oilers lost twice. Oh, I went 0-6. Rams, Colts, and Illinois lost. So I went 0-6 on my teams.
7, right?
Huh?
7?
No, 0-6. And
7.
Oilers twice.
Yeah.
Bulls twice. That's 4.
And then
7.
Colts, Rams.
I went 0-7 with
0-9.
my teams, but I went 4-0 in my picks.
Well, I went, let's see, the Heat.
My emotions went down, ego went up.
The Heat lost Saturday.
I'm pretty sure you called me
Bears
crazy for
lost.
taking Notre Dame over Clemson.
I did.
Yeah. Obviously, you didn't like me taking
No, you
Syracuse
were
to
right.
lose.
Kansas State lost.
Yeah.
What was your last one? Oh, LSU, Alabama.
Yes.
Well, that made me so happy. LSU's in contention for the playoffs still, so that's
It's going to be rough. I mean, they are a 2-loss team. I said this earlier. This is a hot... You know what? I'm not going to say it yet, because that is
wait for
something
hot
later.
takes?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. But yeah. Top 4 right now is Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, and TCU. Not in that order, obviously.
I want TCU to be in. I don't want Tennessee to be in.
Yeah. So, Tennessee's ranked 5th right now, but they absolutely got manhandled
Yeah, it wasn't
by
even
the
close.
Georgia offense and defense.
It wasn't even close.
Hendon
Oh my
Hooker's,
God.
although I know everyone's going to say, but they're playing a phenomenal undefeated SEC team again.
They were also a phenomenal.
Yeah, they were also a
SEC
phenomenal undefeated team. I think Hendon Hooker might have lost Heisman with that game.
CJ Stroud did not play very well either.
Okay, just reference. At the Illinois, Indiana, or Northwestern game, there were 40-mile-per-hour winds.
Okay.
You could not kick or throw the ball. I'm just saying. Okay? So that might... I don't
sound
think
like
I don't think CJ Stroud leads at Heisman, though. I don't know who does. This is a hot take. I can't even say it right now. Okay? Okay. We're going to get into that segment after
All
this.
right,
But
give
we have,
us your one game.
we
for
have
upset
one
watch.
upset watch. I know people are going to say, oh, it's probably TCU, Texas. No. TCU's going to absolutely dominate Texas. Okay?
I wouldn't say dominate. I think that's going to be a close game.
I don't. I get College Game Day is going to be there. I just think TCU's going to absolutely
Texas
destroy.
Texas has been good.
But here's my game is, I think, so UNC is still in playoff contention. They're ranked 15th in the college football, whatever.
Right.
But you know what? I think Wake Forest is going to crush that dream. I think Wake Forest is going to beat UNC. It is at Wake Forest. Wake Forest has been on and off for the past
Yeah,
couple
they
weeks.
beat FSU. I mean, that's not really.
No, it's not. But I do think Wake Forest turns around with this game, ends the season strong.
Yeah, I could see that happening too.
Yeah.
All right, so something I want to mention because, to be completely honest, I forgot. The Astros won the World Series.
We forgot that.
Oh, I wrote here. I wrote MLB. You can see it.
Oh, that's what that's
Yeah.
that's what that means.
Literally, I found out because I was watching TikToks. I was talking about college football, and in the comments, someone wrote, "The Astros won the World Series." That comment was 6 hours old and had one leg. Shows you how important baseball is to the majority of the country.
But congratulations to the
saying.
Houston Astros. I was rooting for them. I don't think
I'm
you
not
were.
saying congrats. They're cheaters.
Yes, but there is one positive thing. Their manager, Dusty, did get a World Series. Veteran. He is a veteran. On Veterans Day, so congratulations to him. Thank you, real quick.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who served in the military.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people in sports. I mean, Pat Tillman. Rest in peace.
Alejandro Villanueva.
Roger Staubach.
Yeah.
There's so many more. We can go on. We can really go on for a long time.
All right, we are going to move on to the first of our 2 new segments. We're going to do hot takes.
We promised... Oh, hot takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we promised this last week. Okay.
Yeah, and then the week before we promised what if, and what if will be next. I'm going to start with my first hot take. I have 3. I believe that Russell Westbrook is a top 5 point guard of all time. Now, I have number 1 Magic Johnson, 2 Steph Curry, 3 Oscar Robertson, 4 Chris Paul, and 5 Russell Westbrook.
I actually have no complaints there. You know, I feel like a
lot of
ring
people
is
disagree with
what is holding him back. You know?
Yeah.
And obviously his shooting percentage. You know?
He's the triple-double king. He is just like, he's the all-around just player. He's going to get your boards, he's going to make plays, and he's going to score a shit ton of points. Russell Westbrook is a phenomenal player, and prime Russ.
Oh, like OKC Russ?
Yeah, when he averaged a triple-double per game. And this season, honestly, once he's been on the bench, he's been the best player on the Lakers.
Yeah.
He's been very good.
I don't even think it's a hot take, really. I mean, obviously, I would say it's definitely it's a hot take for people above the age of 30.
I think that we are in the minority.
He's top
on
10.
this
People
one.
would agree he's top 10, though.
Yeah, I think most people would. Jerry West, he's top 10.
I would say he's top 5, maybe top 10. I don't know. I don't really have a ranking on point guards. You're obviously more of a basketball fanatic than I am. I would definitely say he's top 10, though.
Yeah. All right, you want to give your first hot take?
You know, my first hot take actually plays into your second hot take.
All right.
So I'm going to say, I think Aaron Rodgers is the issue right now with the Green Bay Packers.
I disagree. I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, which is why in my second hot take, I have him as the best quarterback of all time. Now, before you scream at me, not the greatest, but the best. Pure talent, pure arm strength.
Stats overall, is what you're saying.
No, not stats.
Not stats?
Stats is Brady.
100%.
I'm talking about pure talent, pure throwing. Who is the best player to ever throw a football? It's Aaron Rodgers. No quarterback can throw the ball like he can. Who's better? Who's better?
I mean, I'm biased. You know who I'm going to say.
You're going to say Peyton Manning.
Of course I'm going to say Peyton
No one makes the throws.
But the joke of the matter is, I think Peyton's top 3 and Aaron Rodgers isn't.
We're talking about best, not great.
I know. I'm just saying. I will admit that Aaron Rodgers is good. I'm saying that Peyton Manning's top 3 and A-Rod isn't.
A quarterback who can make throws on the run, will always be better than a quarterback that's a pocket passer. Like, just pure player, no stats accolades, that's a fact. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers makes the crazy falling to his right, diving throws, running out of bounds, on his back foot. No one makes the throws that Rodgers makes. No one.
I mean, you kind of just described Mahomes a little bit.
Okay, here's the thing. Hold on.
You hate me right now that I said that.
I think by the time Mahomes retires, he will be best, not greatest. But I don't think he's kept up for long enough.
Oh, yeah.
He's 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
him and Josh Allen are going to be on that top 10,
exactly.
top 5 list in a couple of years.
But right now, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
And then with your thing about Rodgers in Green Bay being the problem, I disagree with that. I think it's the lack of receivers. I mean, that's the basic thing.
And no. I mean, let's think about last week's game did kind of prove. I mean, they did. You can't even say that they put 400 yards of offense on the Lions, and it was kind of Aaron Rodgers' fault. They lost
3 picks, first time since 2014.
And all 3 of them were in the end zone, which is a career high since his most was 1 interception in the red zone.
The Hutchinson one. I don't know. Is that Buffalo?
Kirby Joseph had 2 of them. My boy from Illinois. That actually rhymed. I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
Kirby Joseph. I've heard that name before, and I was not talking to you.
Detroit Lions safety, drafted in the 3rd round.
I'm pretty sure it was in the Dolphins game when I was watching that game.
All
right, what's your second hot take?
My second hot take is TCU is going to win the national title this year.
Whoa, that is... Yeah, I no. Georgia.
I don't know.
Georgia's
I feel like...
go back-to-back.
That actually plays in my third hot take a little bit. I don't know.
What's your third?
My third one's Stetson Bennett wins Heisman.
No.
I don't know who else would win. I mean, Drake May? No, he has not played anyone.
Yeah.
They played a shitty Miami team. I mean, I think they have one ranked opponent win. And, I mean, it's the ACC. I think Stetson Bennett's had a phenomenal season so far. He's coming off of a national title. He's currently undefeated right now and favored to win the title. And who else is he going up against? Bryce Young?
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Still, but I mean, after this past week... Hendon Hooker's out. CJ Stroud, but after this past week, only beating Northwestern 21-7, while they beat 27-13.
All right.
You know?
Valid argument.
I think that's a really good take.
I think your TCU one is a bad take. I mean, my opinion.
We'll see. I mean, I would love it to happen. I would love someone new to get a title that's not Michigan or Ohio State. You know?
And when I was in 5th grade, I played flag football, and I was the Texas Christian University Horned Frogs.
Before we move on to your last take,
I'm
going to say a cold take real quick, and a freezing cold take.
Okay.
The college football playoffs need to be 8 teams.
8? No, 12.
12, my bad. They need to change it.
That's what they are.
I know, but like now.
Oh.
What's your third hot take? What's your third and final?
Eli Manning's not a Hall of Famer.
He is only because of the rings. He doesn't have those rings, he's not. And I feel like the same case is for Big Ben.
100% I disagree with that. I think Big Ben is easily a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. I think he was phenomenal. Big Ben was, for most of his career, Big Ben's a top 5 quarterback. Not at any point in Eli Manning's career was he a top 5 quarterback. Did he perform well in the Super Bowl? Yes. Phenomenal Super Bowl performances in the 2 that he went to.
So did Nick Foles.
Eli Manning is incredibly average. He's one of the most average quarterbacks of all time. If you look at the stats, Eli Manning is average. He is nothing more.
I will agree with that. I mean, we can both no doubtably agree that Peyton Manning's quadrillion times
That
better.
wasn't a debate.
No. But I'm saying he's only getting into the Hall of Fame because he has 2 rings,
Yep.
a Super Bowl MVP. I think he has 1. And his name's Manning.
Doesn't he have 2?
No. I forgot who won one of them. I swear he only has 1.
I feel like he has 2.
But he's getting into the Hall of Fame only because of those 2 things. The 2 rings. Those 3 things. 2 rings. I mean, Joe Namath is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I don't agree with that.
I understand. Well, Namath is because of his legacy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I don't agree with it.
So my thing is that I understand why in basketball rings are accounted for so much more, because an individual player in basketball makes so much more of an impact. In football, I think it's completely different. That rings are a team stat in football, where yes, there's still a team stat in basketball, but they're less of a team stat.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a bigger difference if the ring is on a player like a quarterback rather than an offensive lineman.
Eli Manning is 2.
Oh, he does?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
first one was 255 passing yards, 2 touchdowns.
still phenomenal.
And the second one was 296 yards at a touchdown.
Here's a fun Super Bowl fact real quick before we move on to the segment we promised 2 weeks ago.
Yep, and finally remembered.
Fun fact, Joe Burrow actually had one of the worst statistic plays by a quarterback last year in a Super Bowl ever.
What?
I don't know. His stats were just some of the worst
Oh,
ever
I
by
thought
a
you were talking
quarterback.
about a specific play.
No. Just
okay.
in the entire game. But now moving on, the segment we promised 2 weeks ago, mentioned it last week when we got into an argument.
We remembered it
mid-argument.
Yep.
What ifs, sports what ifs, that's been mentioned for many years in the sporting world.
Yeah, we each have 3. I'm going to start with my first. What if Ray Allen does not make that corner 3 that eventually led to the Heat's third and final, or for now, championship? Now, I really like LeBron. I think that the race between him and Jordan for GOAT is extremely close, and I'm no by means saying that Ray Allen saved LeBron's legacy, but his legacy is definitely different if Ray Allen does not hit that shot. Now,
What ring was this?
This was his second Heat ring, 2013. Okay. So he won with the Cavs, which is, that ring alone is the greatest ring of all time.
He's 4 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's 1 with Cavs.
And then 2 with the Heat. Now, he's definitely looked different with 3 rings, and saying that he would have went 1 for 4 in finals with the Heat. But he played phenomenal in this entire game and series, so I'm not saying that this shot changes LeBron's legacy, but LeBron's nowhere near GOAT debate if Ray Allen does not hit that shot.
I think if he doesn't make that shot and they don't go on to win that, they don't get that ring, right? Yeah. Then I don't think he goes back to Cleveland, therefore he doesn't get that ring. And because he doesn't go to Cleveland...
Why do you think he doesn't go back to Cleveland?
Because the thing is, he won 1 ring, and he does go back to Cleveland, I don't think he wins another ring.
Why?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
They still have Kyrie. They still have Kevin Love.
I don't know. But, it's just hard to... I just think... I mean, LeBron, yes, he's still going to be a phenomenal player. I just think it affects where he goes, more or less where his legacy is. I think it affects if he goes back to Cleveland or if he goes to the Lakers. I think he goes somewhere else, just I don't know where.
I could see that. But, I mean, yeah, it would have been... Just the legacy would have been completely different if he has 3 rings and 4 rings.
I still think Jordan is a lot better than LeBron.
I wouldn't say a lot. I think it's extremely close, and I would not judge you based on your decision.
That's fine.
I think.
But obviously I'm a little biased. I'm a Bulls fan.
Right.
So, and you're a Heat fan.
Right.
So obviously there's player bias there. But my what if?
Yeah.
Obviously this is huge. Obviously as a Colts fan, you know what I'm gonna say.
Right.
What happens if the Colts take Ryan Leaf?
Well then the Chargers probably get a couple rings.
Okay. And by that logic, Drew Brees doesn't get drafted probably.
Well, he gets drafted to a different team.
Exactly. So he probably doesn't end up going to the Saints.
What was he, 2003 draft?
Mm-hmm. So he probably doesn't end up going to the Chargers.
We're going to look.
And because of this, who's the Saints quarterback, right? And there's a bunch of other stuff.
Right.
You know, it starts a huge whole chain reaction.
Drew Brees. Do we know what pick he was taken with? Troy Polamalu. Brees. Was he not taken in the first?
Not to mention, hold up, time out. Wasn't Eli? Who was Eli Manning? Eli Manning was drafted originally by the Chargers, right?
Yep.
Traded. Okay, so they don't draft Eli Manning. Therefore, the Giants probably don't get Manning. The Chargers probably don't have that first overall pick.
Oh my God! Sorry, Drew Brees was 2001.
You know, realistically speaking,
Wow, they gave up on Riley really fast. 3 years.
no, hold on. Chargers don't get that first overall pick to get Eli Manning to trade for Phillip Rivers, right?
Yeah.
So whoever first overall, I think it's probably the Giants, get some quarterback, maybe Eli, maybe someone else. You don't know because you don't know how the world will revolve. Hell, Manning might not even have multiple rings.
He probably.
I mean, he probably
I think
would.
he would.
He
Those
probably
Chargers
would.
teams with Phillip Rivers
And LT.
were they were
Yeah.
really good.
I mean, it's
Antonio
just it
Gates.
could go anywhere, you know.
But
But
Vincent Jackson.
it's more or less how does it affect the rest? I think it's more or less how does it affect the actual rest of the NFL rather than how does it affect just the Colts.
Yeah, because Breeze taken with the 32nd pick in the 2001 draft, and I'm looking at the guys who probably doesn't fall much further. The Browns, the Cardinals, and the Falcons probably would have taken him, and that changes everything.
And
that's
is
one of the
Drew
biggest
Brees going to
things.
be good then? I mean, he goes to the Browns.
It really is.
You know?
It's really impressive how many
Browns and-
quarterbacks the Chargers drafted over the course.
The Browns
of
and
7
Lions,
years.
where players go to die. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but like it's kind of
Well.
true. Can you name one quarterback in the past 20 years that has made it out of
Matthew
Cleveland?
Stafford for
Cleveland.
Lions. Cleveland.
Okay, Stafford's a little different because
okay.
he held the career for that
Cleveland
long.
is an anomaly.
Cleveland,
It's
I'm
an
talking about.
anomaly.
Yeah, I mean you can't. And you could say Baker, but Baker's been horrible.
Yeah, and he was really bad when he came in for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Against the Bengals. Now,
I mean, he was good when he came in against the Bengals.
to give my second hot take, what if Cam dives for that strip sack in Super Bowl 50 against the Broncos?
I don't think they win it. I really don't.
think they have a chance. And so, okay,
They have
just,
a chance to send. I don't even think OT because it was what 16-9 the final score.
No, the final score is 24-10.
Was it?
Yeah. But at
No.
the time...
I think it was
16-9.
16-9,
At the
wasn't it?
time... No.
I thought it was.
But let's just for the instances of this, let's say the Panthers win that game, right? Wow, Cam Newton is looked up. First of all, Peyton Manning is definitely not as highly looked upon. Just because
I
of the
think
ring.
he's very highly looked upon, just not as high as we hold him.
Right.
Because obviously he lost at that point, what would it be, 3 Super Bowls in his career instead of he's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
I mean 2 for 4.
Right.
Right.
That Cam Newton is looked upon as having one of the greatest single seasons of all time.
Super Cam.
15-1. That's that goes down as one of the best teams of all time if they win the ring.
I mean, it ruins Peyton Manning's final hurrah. You know what I mean? But I don't think they still, if he recovers it, I don't think they win.
Right.
That defense was
but I'm
so
saying
scary.
For the purpose of this.
For the purpose of them winning, I
Panthers
think
had momentum at that point.
I think Cam Newton's
Cam
still
dives
the
on
quarterback right now for the Panthers if they win that Super Bowl.
And I agree with that. Which completely shapes how Cleveland looks, how New York looks, the Jets look. They would still have Sam Darnold. The Browns would
The
still have
Patriots
Baker.
look really?
Yep, the Patriots too now. Because, right, they wouldn't have had to play the
Question is,
season
who do
with
they
Cam.
pick?
Ooh, the
Patriots
Pats?
might have had a horrible draft pick and might have picked.
Well, they did. Mac Jones is not good.
Well, no, I'm talking about the year before because they didn't draft a quarterback that year
Right.
because
They would have had to go with... Who was their backup? Hoyer. They would have had to go with Hoyer for a year.
I don't know where that
That makes their
goes.
draft pick fall even more, right? Then they're looking at a Trey
Trevor,
Lance.
maybe. They could
They're
be-
looking at they wouldn't get the first pick. They're looking at a Trey Lance. They're looking at a Justin Fields, and right now Justin Fields is absolutely popping off and easily the best quarterback from that draft class.
Yeah, I mean it's really a see where to go, and I mean I was high on Justin Fields. You remember that? You did not.
Yeah.
You were not high on Justin Fields. I was.
He's definitely improved.
Yeah.
But if we're just looking at really the ramifications of Cam right now really comes down to after Brady leaving and Cam doesn't go there because Cam would be in Carolina for a lot longer. I don't think them losing that Super Bowl will really influence how they do in the future, specifically the Panthers, because, Super Bowl hangover
I
happens
think it
to
more or
literally
less-
every team.
I think it affects. I mean, hell, look at the Rams right now.
Exactly.
I think it more or less affects other teams and Cam Newton's
Yeah.
overall career.
Cam Newton might be a Hall of Famer if he gets that ring.
There's
Small
a chance. It matters how good his career is from that point on.
Right, and it
because
probably would
if
be
his
better.
career is the same as right now,
I mean, that
and he
Panthers
just kept.
that Panthers team is
It'd be
one
tough. But
one of the most fun teams to ever watch.
My second hot take right?
Yeah.
What if SMU doesn't get hit with the probation hammer in the 1980s?
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not familiar with
I'll
this.
quickly go over this because,
Yeah, just...
right? So, just in the 1980s, the SMU was hit with probation by the NCAA for, I think, recruiting violations, and SMU at the time was phenomenal. 5-star recruits, equivalent of 5-star recruits. They didn't exist back then.
Right.
Great players like Eric Dickerson came from SMU, but years before. But it was 5-star. Hell, they would probably be in the SEC or Big 12 right now, SMU, and they'd be probably have national titles if they weren't hit with that probation. Yeah, I just think it hits a whole thing, and I think they might be the Bama before Bama. I think Nick Saban might be head coach at SMU if they never got hit with that hammer.
Yeah. All right, now I think the biggest one in NFL history, my final what if is, what if the Jets, or specifically Joe Namath and the Jets, lose the guarantee game in Super Bowl III against the Colts? I mean, pretty much...
They should have lost that.
It's a straight answer. The NFL doesn't really exist.
If Unitas was healthy, right? If Johnny Unitas was healthy,
Yeah.
Colts win that, no doubt.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're not
I
talking
think it
about
ruins the
Steelers
culture.
Colts.
It sets the NFL back a good 20, 30 years.
Well, my thing is that I don't think that they ever merge.
Ooh, true.
That league it will fall apart if the AFL loses 3 in a row and they don't win that. There's no merge, and the NFL is completely different from it is today, and we might not even know if it exists today.
I think after Joe Namath, who's the big culture shock to the NFL? I can name it.
Bradshaw.
Really?
Yeah, who'd you say?
I was gonna say John Madden.
Oh, well, he was AFL.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, overall, like, the league. Like,
Right.
the merged league at this point. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, and this is gonna sound a little weird, my third what if,
Yeah.
has to do with another one of my teams. But this is a good one.
All right.
What if Todd Gurley doesn't get hurt?
I don't think that's that big of a what if. He was
I think Rams won that Super Bowl, and he could be on track to break multiple records.
disagree. I don't think the Rams were going to win that Super Bowl regardless.
It's a touchy subject.
Because that Rams team didn't even deserve to go to the Super Bowl.
Not
at all.
What PI? I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. What PI?
Are you talking about Todd Gurley getting hurt in the NFL or in college?
I think
You got to go back NFL because he was prone to get hurt. Just
I know,
because
but
that
I think
ACL
the
tear
main
in college.
NFL one, because he was still phenomenal in the NFL before that main injury in 2018.
I don't, because every running back, most running backs fall off at around age 27, and he was getting up there in age
It is
regardless.
sad, though, because...
So I don't really think it would have made a huge difference.
Okay, well, the one I replaced, I replaced one for that. I was going to say, what if Gretzky doesn't get traded from the Edmonton Oilers to the Kings?
Yeah.
I think Edmonton Oilers win multiple cups again.
Gretzky would still be the GOAT.
Gretzky is... At that point, Gretzky was the
Right.
GOAT. Because Gretzky's phenomenal career was with the Oilers.
Yeah.
You know? But moving on, we're going to do a little faster version of the NFL today.
Yep.
Just because of the amount of stuff that happened. Before we go into this real quick, Frank Reich fired his head coach.
Yeah.
I was hyped about that. I figured it was going to happen.
Must not have been hyped after you saw their interim.
You know what?
hire.
I don't hate it as much as everyone
Because you're a Colts fan and you
because I'm
love
a Colts
Jeff
fan and I love
Saturday.
Jeff Saturday. But I mean, no. Here's the thing. I texted this to you. I'm pretty sure I texted this to you. I said, worst things worst. Yeah, it fails. It's an
gonna
interim
fail.
head coach,
Gonna
and you get
fail.
a top 5 pick.
Yes,
right?
for sure. No good is coming out of this. Jeff Saturday
Oh yeah, no.
was a high school coach and went 0-16.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's one of the stupidest hires.
Maybe the offensive line gets better. Maybe.
I don't think-
Or, you know what? It's more or less what I like to call tanking, but with friends.
Yeah, pretty
Because
much. And
Jim Irsay probably looked at that Ring of Honor and was like, who can I get to coach this? That's not super crazy. That would have the fans at least be happy for the rest of the season.
yeah,
And I think
all
Jeff
right.
Saturday was that answer.
We're gonna talk about that Colts-Patriots game. Probably one of the best defensive performances we've seen all season from the Patriots. I mean, they were eating Sam Ellinger alive, and you were wrong about Ellinger. He's not going to amount to anything.
I mean, he got sacked 9 times. I mean, is it his fault?
Probably about 3 of those were his fault. You can avoid some sacks.
I mean, but I'm just going to say this. Mac Jones still didn't play well.
No.
I think the Colts defense played well. They just got stuck in a lot of horrible places.
This Patriots team is not built for a passing game. They're built for defense and run. And I mean, they didn't run the ball that well. They played really good defense.
I think the Colts. I think it was more defensive battle, and I just think the Colts offense and punting team just screwed over the. I mean, I think the Patriots started 3 drives within the Colts' 20-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts are a bottom 3 team.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
They're my third.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the Texans and the Panthers are the only 2 teams that are worse. And just so you know, we're not doing like a full top 5, bottom 5 this week, but this will make Dylan happy that I do have the Raiders as a bottom 5 team now.
Let's go!
Also because Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller are out for the year, so that definitely
So that means
plays a role.
Devontae Adams is getting 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, right?
Every week, yeah.
Every week? Yeah. Let's go. Thank God I picked him up in fantasy.
Yeah, he had a great game.
But yeah, there's not really a lot to talk about this other than defense, and the Colts are horrible.
Dominating game by the Patriots.
Now let's talk about a funny game.
Sorry,
I
want to mention that the Patriots have won 4 out of their last 5. They were 1-3. They're 5-4.
I still don't think they're playoff.
No,
they're the worst team in that division. They're the worst team in that division.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Sam, they finally did it.
The Lions.
The Lions won.
Our early season wild card sleeper finally won a game against the Packers, which, you know, if you're looking at this preseason, wow, the Lions beat the Packers. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything now. Packers have now lost 5 in a row, and the Brewers have won more recently, and the Brewers didn't make the playoffs.
The Packers are 3-6 for the first time since, I don't know, probably Aaron Rodgers' rookie season.
It's their longest losing streak with Rodgers, but maybe in that year where McCarthy got fired, they might have dropped.
I don't know.
Low.
They're not good, and I think the playoffs are gone. Possibly, I don't know. That division's just horrible.
Well, I mean, you have the 7-1 Vikings.
I mean,
the Bears, who actually have looked insanely good. Shocking.
Speaking of which, the Bears should have won that game. We'll talk about that later. I said this earlier. Aaron Rodgers might not be the issue for the overall season. He was the issue in this game. They had over 400 yards of offense, and they turned the ball over 3 times in the red zone, all by Aaron Rodgers.
Hutchinson with a great pick and messy game. I mean,
Kirby Joseph, baby.
I watched every 1:00 game as I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was looking and it was not good. Every time I look over, I'm like, wow, this game is really boring. So I didn't really watch it that much, but I watched highlights and stuff. And there were not a lot of highlights.
Every time I put on the red zone, and it's like Packers are driving, and they're in red zone, and boom, interception.
Rodgers threw 3 picks.
Career high, actually, I think.
Tied career high.
Well, he broke his career record for most interceptions in the red zone. It was previously at 1, now it's at 3.
Right. Well, I mean, let's be honest. What all-time great quarterback is throwing more than 3 picks in a game? It's not that.
Is he above 100 interceptions in his career at this point? He's close. Sure. He's really close. He was at 90-something at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think he's throwing 10 this year. Shocker. Choke Bowl. Chargers-Falcons. Chargers win that choke bowl.
Speaking of choke bowl, actually, it wasn't really a choke bowl last night, but we'll get to that.
But this game, double fumble results in a win. Austin Eckler fumbles. A Falcons linebacker picks up. Then he fumbles. Chargers get the ball back, kick a game.
I don't want to be that person, but if you're a player that shouldn't have the ball, and you do, 2 hands over the ball. That's all I'm saying.
Completely disagree.
Really?
It's going to slow you down so much. You got to score a touchdown.
No, but I'm saying in a situation like that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if you know you're not going to outrun Austin Eckler, it's tough.
It's a tie game at 17 with, 3 minutes to go. I'm trying to get as far as I can. But Eckler, the check down king. Good game from him. He had a fumble that ultimately resulted in a Chargers win, which is a really weird statement that, taken without the context of this game, you would not understand. Cordero Patterson had a phenomenal, great game back from 4 weeks out injury. He had 13 carries for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I guess you can say the Falcons got a taste of their own medicine.
By choking?
Yeah.
I mean, the Chargers choked, too.
Because last week.
It's the choke bowl.
But, last week. No, 2 weeks ago, I mean. Panthers, Falcons.
Oh, choking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thought they had the win, boom, fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there really wasn't a lot to talk about. But, I want to talk about the next game.
Same score as the Chargers game.
Yeah, Jets come out with a win on the Buffalo Bills. No one expected that.
Now,
Johnny did get his ice cream, though.
So, I think people are overreacting a little bit. It's 1 loss. The Bills are still the second best team in football. They're not the best. I have the Eagles at the best now. The Bills are still the second best. Not a good game. It's just flat out bad game by the Bills.
I mean, Josh Allen said it best. It's hard to win when your quarterback's playing shit. Currently he does have a UCL sprain from that. That is a scary injury if it does erupt into a tear.
Sean McDermott has not ruled him as day-to-day. He's ruled him as hour-to-hour. Allen did practice today. Right before we started filming, I saw a video on Instagram of him in his practice uniform, so thank God. Because, guys, I'm going to the Bills-Vikings game.
You're going to hate me for this.
What?
I think for a quarterback like Josh Allen and the way he throws the ball, he might need to sit this one out. Because you don't want that UCL tears. He's not going to be able to sling that ball 50 yards, 60 yards.
Well, he did throw the ball 70 yards.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if it tears, he's out.
Yeah,
you don't want that to happen.
He's him. So
also, I'm just going to say this: you and I both thought it was PI on Sauce Gardner on the last one.
It was.
It was not. I saw the play. I watched it again. I sent you the video. I rewatched it. It wasn't PI. I'm sorry. It was just great defense by Sauce. There's no face guarding in pros, so it's not PI.
No, it's still PI.
I'm not going to win that argument with you though.
No, but it's one game. I do think the Bills have a very tough matchup against the Vikings this week. I think if Allen plays, I think the Bills win. If he doesn't, I don't think the Bills win.
I think this was just more a phenomenal game for Sauce Gardner than anyone else. I don't know who on the Jets really.
Garrett Wilson caught a lot of passes.
Garrett Wilson, yeah. I mean, Zach Wilson played better than he usually does. He's still not playing like a good quarterback, though.
No, the Jets' offense was not good in this game.
No, it was, like I said, it was the defense that won them the game.
Those picks that Josh Allen threw, no credit to the defense. I give none. They were horrible throws. They were gimmies. They did not make phenomenal plays. It was Josh Allen playing bad. It was a bad Josh Allen game. That's why they won. The Jets are not a phenomenal team. They're 6-3. They're going to get wiped in the playoffs by whoever they play.
I think this season's more or less the future's looking bright.
Yes, I don't think they're going to have any success in the playoffs. I think they're going to make it, but
yeah.
Vikings Commanders. Wow. Probably one of the plays of the year, that Curtis Samuel catching quadruple coverage, which the ref definitely assisted. One of the plays of the year, I was thinking, wow, 17-3. You know what? This is really good. The Bills are going to lose this week, but the Vikings are also going to lose this week. So when I watch that game next week, then I'm going to be like, okay, Vikings are on a low run, and then they came back.
There's something I have to say about the Vikings.
They're
good.
You like that?
What?
You don't get it? Kirk Cousins, you like that?
Oh, yeah.
You saw his
blood? Yeah, I know, yeah. There's one thing I want to say about the Vikings. They're a good team, but they play down to their opponent.
I mean, yeah, every single
they could have absolutely obliterated.
Every single one of their games has been by 3 points, except to the Eagles.
And I really think it's going to come down to how they play against the Bills. Because they play down, but can they play? At the same level as their opponent?
I think Tre'Davious White is playing this week. If he does, I think that's huge because he's gonna be able to lock up J.J.
There's nothing really to talk about other than the fact that the offsides call on the kick on the fourth and goal field goal that gave them a reset of downs.
Oh yeah. They had the ball because I was more focusing on the Bills Jets game at this point, but because I'm looking over in between plays and during commercial breaks, I'm like, wow, the Vikings have had the ball in the red zone forever.
Yeah, I think they had it 5 minutes total.
It was a long time.
And because of that offsides call, it reset the downs.
I think the really turning point.
Oh no, I think it was roughing the kicker.
I'm not sure.
It's something that reset the downs.
But the turning point of this game is that huge 40-yard catch by Justin Jefferson led to a touchdown drive, and it turned around this game for the Vikings.
Yeah. Vikings are good. I wouldn't call them legit yet. I think it matters how the Bills game goes.
Kirk Cousins is a top 5 coolest player.
Did you see the story of it? It's not his Shane's.
Yeah.
They're just throwing it.
Trust me, I know it's not his
Kirk Cousins. He's ripped, though.
He's a dad bod.
What? He has a 6-pack.
It's not no.
Did you see the picture?
I saw the picture.
He's
not
cut.
A 6-pack.
Yeah, he's cut.
But he doesn't have a 6-pack.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about a game that was we can get through really quick. Other than the fact of praising Joe Mixon.
I'm pretty sure I picked the Panthers to win this game.
I think we both did.
Yeah, because when the Bengals play absolute shit against the Browns in primetime, you don't expect them.
Joe Mixon. I think he put up 55 fantasy points.
He did that.
That's
the fifth best fantasy.
Yeah, he broke the record for most touchdowns by a player in Cincinnati Bengals history. Now the record was at 4. It's at 5 now. 4 rushing, 1 receiving.
The score of this game doesn't show how much of a blowout it was because it was 35-0 at half.
Yeah.
And the final score was 42-21.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield came in at garbage time, played phenomenal, but it was garbage time.
Phenomenal.
He played pretty good.
He played good.
Let's just have a quick moment of silence for the people that played Joe Mixon in fantasy this past weekend.
I'm one of them, and I won.
You played him?
And I won.
Wow, that's impressive. Who'd you have?
I had Eckler. I
That
had
explains it. Okay, enough said. Moment of silence.
AJ Brown, Lamar,
Okay.
Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, there's
Isaiah
not. Everyone just played phenomenal in this
Um,
game. Mainly Joe Mixon though.
All right, so it's kind of been a theme with the Bengals, but when you get your star players the ball, what happens? You win games.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what the Bengals did? They didn't do it against the Browns, and they did it this week, and they scored 42 points.
You know what? Another team failed to get their star players the ball.
1 second, though.
Oh.
Something you want to say is that you think the Falcons have been the coin flip team. The Bengals have been the coin flip team.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean the Bengals were just in the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah,
It's a larger coin.
They're wildly inconsistent.
But let's talk about a team that got their star player the ball, but only in one half of the game.
Yeah, the Raiders were up 20-0 at half, and the Jags won 27-20. That is the third time this season where the Raiders have been up by 17-0 or more. They've lost all three.
Just for reference, Devontae Adams was 9 receptions, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns at halftime. At the end of the game, he was 10 receptions, 150.
146.
146, so he lost 3 yards.
touchdowns.
Just reference, what the ever living, I can't say it because we're not
Yeah.
explicit, but like, Josh McDaniels, he's already on the way out.
I saw a fake tweet because, Twitter's
Yeah,
all messed up now that he was out.
Yes,
ETN has been one of the best running backs for the last 5 years, and really, to me, this is his 5 games.
Oh, you said 5 years.
Yeah,
I was very confused.
ETN, I think what they should do is what they do in the NBA, is that if you miss your entire rookie year, then your second official year should be considered your rookie year, so you can be eligible for rewards, because Travis Etienne would be making a run at rookie of the year.
I think this
109 scores.
solidifies why they trade James Robinson away.
I-
You bashed it. You were like, Travis Etienne is not going to be good.
No, I was trashing the draft pick that I think it was a
Oh,
really
you were. I thought you were trashing the fact that they're giving full starting job to Travis.
No, even though Etienne's he's a great running back, I still think that the draft pick was stupid because you had James Robinson. So why would you pick up a running back?
Yeah. We were talking about what PI earlier in the Bills game. Right, but let's talk about an actual PI call that I think we both agree on was so obvious.
I mean, when you like give a guy a bear hug and pull him back so he can't catch the ball, I think that's pass interference.
I think he got robbed. I mean, it was Chase. I don't know why I don't like Chase Claypool, but
TikTok boy. That's
yeah, I know, but I don't. Seeing him on the Bears just made me feel better. I think I liked him better already in a
no
Bears
one likes
uni.
the Steelers.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's making a run at MVP.
Yes. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, that duo. They're on break. They're on pace to break the record for most receiving yards by a duo.
Justin Fields, since that Commanders Thursday night game, Fields has been absolutely phenomenal. He had 3 passing touchdowns on 17 completions, which is actually a lot for him. And he had 15 carries, 178 yards, and a touchdown. That is the most rushing yards by a quarterback in a single game.
Previously, Michael Vick's record. I would have thought that Lamar would have had that record.
Now, Lamar seems to always get 100 in like a game. He never seems to break one.
I don't know why, but
man,
Justin Fields at the moment,
hell of a game.
At the moment, so far he's looking like the best quarterback to come out of that draft right now.
Clearly, it's not close.
And if you said that 4 or 5 weeks ago, you'd say who's your supplier and where are you getting it?
People were comparing this draft class to the 2018 draft class, which at the time this was right before the 2021 draft class, that you had Allen, you had Lamar, and you had Baker, because Baker was considered good.
Baker was good the first 2-3 years,
and then you have this draft class which is producing Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Now, I think we need to look at the 2020 draft class as one of the best. Burrow, Herbert, Tua, Hurts. That is a phenomenal draft class.
And remember, no one was on Jalen at the time.
No.
No one was like, yay, Jalen Hurts.
No one was really on Herbert at the time. Yeah, he was a top 6 pick, but he wasn't hyped
I like
Tua.
it. I think that's going to be one of the most underrated draft class of all time until one or two of them get a ring.
Although, let's be honest here, Herbert's been disappointingly bad this year.
I think they're still downplaying that rib injury. And also, I just think he shouldn't have been playing for the past couple weeks because of that injury.
I don't think the rib injury is that. I just don't think he's been playing very well. But the Dolphins are sitting at 6-3, should be 5-4. Bears should have won this game.
Yeah. Bears should have at least forced overtime with that PI
but
call.
I mean, with the way Justin Fields was playing, I don't think they were scoring a field goal. Seahawks, Cardinals, Geno Smith played another great game. There's not a lot.
No, I mean, Cardinals didn't play well. Geno Smith played good.
Kenneth Walker is now in the clear. He's offensive rookie of the year.
I think if Breece Hall never got injured, he's offensive rookie of the
Yeah.
year. People are disagreeing on that. I don't think that.
No, for sure
but Kenneth
he was.
Walker, no doubt in my mind. And
D-
Sauce Gardner obviously leads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D Rhodey. Locken and Metcalf both had a touchdown. Geno did throw a pick six. It wasn't really his fault. Tipped ball. That was majority of the Cardinal offense.
There's
in this
not
game.
a lot to talk about this game other than the fact I just want to say this. I don't like the Seahawks. I don't like the Cardinals, right? But the Rams are playing horrible this year. And if I had to root for an NFC West team, I'd be the Seahawks because how do you not like Geno?
I like this Seahawks team because
No,
of Geno.
yeah.
I've been a Tyler Lockett fan before he was even relevant.
I think Geno Smith has let this team relax. I think it's a fun team. Like did you see the triple interview on Halloween?
I think
between Geno, Tyler Lockett, and DK,
Yeah.
they just all seemed like they were having fun and they weren't serious.
I do not think that Mike McDaniel deserves Coach of the Year. I think Pete Carroll deserves Coach of the Year. What he's done with what people were considering easily the worst roster in
Honestly,
football preseason.
Kevin O'Connell's leading it because you're taking a 7-1
But
Vikings.
that team is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to get it.
The Vikings should have been a playoff team every year since the Minneapolis Miracle. Every year that Kirk Cousins has been on the team, they should be the playoffs. I think Pete Carroll deserves Coach of the Year. This Seahawks team preseason looked awful. You have Tariq Woolen, who is the only one who could even contest Sauce Gardner for Defensive Rookie of the Year. This team has been phenomenal. Pete Carroll's turning around Geno Smith's career.
Okay, I'm going to cover the next game real quick. You can add anything, but I wanted to see... Tell me if I missed anything, because this game, there's not a lot to cover. Okay, folks, Rams led the entire game, failed at the end. PI call, reset it on downs. There's a rookie with last name Kendrick, kind of fumbled the bag for the Rams on this one, gave them a touchdown. Congratulations, Brady, for, 100,000 career passing yards now? No one's ever going to break that.
He also broke the record for the most game-winning drives of all time.
Yeah, no one played good in this game. The Rams played bad. The Bucks played
Kupp.
bad. Huh?
Cooper Kupp,
Yeah.
127 and a score. I'd say that's good.
Overall, the team played bad.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp obviously always plays well.
I mean, let's be honest here. You had to have expected this outcome.
Yes, I was actually I thought it would be funny if Rams got the ball back. I would have thought it would be funny if somehow they managed to just hit a dime over the middle of the field like the divisional game again.
Yeah,
You're telling me you wouldn't find that funny?
I actually didn't watch the game.
Good. You shouldn't.
Yeah, it was boring. But I mean, no matter how old and quote unquote washed Tom Brady is, if you give him the ball back with the chance to win 99%
I'm sorry,
of the time, he's gonna win.
The PI call was bullshit though. There was a PI. It was. It would have forced the field goal. I'm sorry, but that nighttime game was the Sunday night game was kind of a shock.
I think the Bucks are gonna win the division.
Yes, because the Falcons have been fumbling the bag.
It's gonna be a bad team, but you know what? The Bucks. When it comes to the playoffs, the Bucks can still win games.
Yeah, the Sunday night game was.
So,
I thought the Titans won that game.
It was similar. Hey, you know what? You were really shitting on me for my Titans pick, and I would like an apology because you know what? They didn't win, but it was a damn close
I'm sorry. Patrick Mahomes came back.
Yeah, I mean it's what you expected.
Overtime? Yeah.
But the Titans drop a game after winning their last 5. Malik Willis, horrible start to his career, but Derrick Henry continues to be great.
Yeah.
How do you
I don't
only
know
give
how
the ball
Titans...
to Derrick Henry 17 times in a game and you lead literally the entire game?
No clue. But good job to the Chiefs for coming back. That's really the only game because the next 2 games, nothing to talk about. Other than the fact that the Panthers.
Hold on. I mean, Malik Willis completed 5 passes.
Yeah, no, Malik Willis played horrible.
He completed 5, and Mahomes completed 43 for 400.
Yeah, I'm just saying this. I think Malik Willis had one of those stereotypical combine draft boosts.
Just like Trayvon Walker did.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been shocked if he went undrafted
Wow.
originally before the combine.
Juju had a pretty good game.
You want to speed run the Monday night and Thursday night games since there's really nothing to talk about.
Well, the Monday night game, Justin Houston, phenomenal game.
Justin Houston, phenomenal game. Justin Tucker, I love that man. He is so funny. He's a Hall of Famer.
I said Houston.
I know. I'm saying Justin Tucker is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I love. Did you see he roasted? He said smoking on that Saints pack in the airplane.
Kenyon Drake. I picked him up in fantasy just so the person I was playing couldn't pick him up and play him. Kenyon Drake had a great game, 93 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
He actually tweeted out, got a random drug test.
Yeah. The Ravens' leading receiver was Isaiah Likely, who had one catch for 24 yards and a touchdown. Pretty
Yeah,
important.
no one on the
touchdown.
Saints team played well though. I think it was more or less.
It was a boring game.
Yeah, and not to mention boring game. Last night's game.
Didn't-
The coolest. You want to know the coolest thing about last night's game was the Panthers all black unis.
Also, I liked Brian Burns' Tobey Maguire Spider-Man dance after sack.
Yes.
I genuinely forgot the game existed, and I didn't watch it.
Yeah, no one played well. I mean, Deonta Foreman had 130 yards by touchdown.
I watched the Heat
There's
game
nothing really to
instead of
talk
this
about.
game.
So let's move on. I'm sorry, we kind of
Yeah.
to
To our picks.
our picks.
All right, so I will present the first game, and
Mm-hmm.
Dylan is going to make his pick. The first ever game in Munich, Germany, just Germany in general, Seahawks, Bucks. I have the Seahawks.
I have the Seahawks winning as well. 800,000 people were lined up in queue today to get tickets for the game. Obviously, 800,000 people are not going, but I think Seahawks win this game.
I wonder how much that stadium fills.
Probably 100K.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
probably.
shocked.
Just
Soccer. Mm-hmm.
because, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Soccer, so they're going to have more. Lions, Bears.
Bears absolutely dominate this game.
Bears dominate. I agree. Fields has been great. I think he's going to have another phenomenal day. And, something I think that we're going to see Dan Campbell say to Justin Fields, stop scrambling, just like Mike McDaniel did. I thought that was a really funny clip.
That was funny.
When in the press game, he's like, he had no energy, and he was just like, I told them to stop it.
Yeah.
Browns, Dolphins.
I think Dolphins win this game. Wait, what week is it?
This is week 10.
So 2 weeks until Mr. Massage comes back. Dolphins win this game.
Yeah, because
no doubt in my
the
mind.
Browns play the Texans next. No, the Browns play the
It was
Texans when he
11
comes
week. It was
back.
11 game suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just think it's going to be a really interesting.
You think Dolphins
storyline.
win that game?
No, I was gonna say that it's gonna be an interesting storyline for
yeah.
Deshaun Watson to return against the Texans. Yeah, I think the Dolphins win that one. Broncos,
Titans destroy the Broncos.
I think the Broncos are gonna win.
Really?
You know what? I was completely high on the Titans last week, but now just seeing how Malik Willis played, the Broncos have a good run defense. I don't think they're gonna be able to keep up with him. Or no, I think that they're going to keep up with Derrick Henry, and I think the Broncos
it's going to be
are
interesting.
win.
I think Titans win this. I don't know how it's going to go though.
So Vikings, Bills. I would never pick against my team, no matter what, even if they were 0-17. No matter what, I'm picking the Bills to win.
Okay, there's two scenarios here. If Josh Allen plays, Bills win. If Josh Allen doesn't play, Vikings
Right, and
win.
from a non-biased standpoint,
I think Bills
completely
win
agree.
because I know Vikings can play down to their opponents. I don't think they can play up though.
Right, and also, I mean, who's covering Stephon Diggs?
Exactly.
No one. Texans, Giants.
There's nothing to talk about. Giants win.
I think the Giants are going to get back on
there's
track.
nothing to Giants win this.
Jags, Chiefs. The Jags are going to lose by a
Oh yeah,
lot.
the Chiefs are going to absolutely dominate.
One of the worst matchups of the week, but this will probably be a pretty low scoring game. I was going to say it could be exciting because a lot of times we'll see bad teams play each other and it be a shootout, but both these teams have horrible offenses. Saints, Steelers.
I have the Saints winning.
I have the Steelers.
I think there's nothing to talk about early in that game.
I think Najee is going to have his first good game of the year. In this
You
one.
ready for another horrible matchup?
Yeah.
The Jeff Saturday led Colts against the I think 2-8 Raiders.
2-8. Dog, it's week 10. They had to buy their 2-6.
2-6. My
Yeah.
bad.
Raiders. They're better than the
I
Colts.
think the Raiders won that.
Yeah, the Colts are awful. Jeff Saturday is going to be one of the worst coaches of all time.
I think you're bashing
I'm
him
not
too
saying
much,
that to
if I'm
shit
being
on
honest.
you, but
I really
but
think you're
he has
bashing him too much.
literally no coaching experience.
Cardinals Rams.
Wait, hold on. I want to ask you a question because I'm not 100% sure. Was Jeff Saturday even in the Colts organization before that?
Yes, he was an analyst and a front office person.
So an analyst,
I forgot.
and
what
they
it was.
hired him as a head coach. I'm
Why
sorry.
not
There's
let
no
him-
defending
no,
that. It's stupid.
It's gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna be Cardinals Rams.
There's a chance both starting quarterbacks could be out.
Yeah, Kyler's. They said that Kyler's gonna be a game time decision.
Yeah, and Stafford is questionable at the moment. I think Rams still win this.
I think the Cardinals win. I picked the Cardinals.
Buda
last
Baker's
time
not
they
playing
played.
as well, so that's a big piece of their defense missing.
Well, who's the Rams backup again?
Probably Bryce Perkins or Wolford.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to throw the ball to Cooper Kupp.
Who's the Cardinals backup? Trace McSorley.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my
I
God,
mean,
we
come
lost.
on.
My bad.
You better switch your pick.
May I announce this one?
Yeah.
Cowboys Packers. Cowboys destroy. I think this is a multi-turnover game for Aaron Rodgers.
I know I've said this for like 5 weeks. The Packers are going to get back on track, and this is a vintage Aaron Rodgers matchup. Cowboys-Packers, this is a classic matchup the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers are going to get back on track and upset the fifth best team in the league in the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Our Sunday night matchup.
I feel like the next 2 games that we have are complete dominating games.
You think the Sunday night game is going to be a dominating game?
I think 49ers blow the Chargers out.
I don't think it's going to be blown. I think the Chargers are actually a little underrated at this point.
Mm-hmm. So you think the 49ers might play down? Or
No, I think the
They're
49ers are going to
actually-
play down. I don't think the 49ers are an amazing team.
I think they're better than the Chargers, though.
I think they're better than the Chargers. And I do have the 49ers winning. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think that the 49ers seem to underperform on prime time.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Kirk
And then
Cousins.
obviously the Monday night game, that's going to be a blowout. You and I both know. I think Eagles win that, advance the
Well,
night now.
what did I tell you I was doing with the Eagles?
You're going to root
picking
against them,
against
obviously.
them.
You're
I'm
picking the
picking against-
Commanders. I think...
No. I think that this is a legitimate upset chance. The Commanders
really?
are not a completely awful team.
I don't know. I
they-
just think the Eagles
They
win
contested against the Vikings. They won 3 in a row before that. I think we do have to do our pick for Thursday night
Oh,
next
right.
week.
Thursday night game. I think that's the game the Packers turn it around in.
See, the Packers don't have a good run defense, so the Titans are going to win.
You
It's
know
all
what?
based on. It's
Yeah.
all
That's what you're basing it on?
my
Defense?
Titans picks are based on how good your run defense is. If your run defense is good, their Titans are going to lose. If the run defense is bad, the Titans are going to win. It's a
Well-
simple formula.
Anyway,
I'm Sam,
and I'm Dylan.
and this was the last minute.
What are we...
You know what? That's fine.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.